Welcome to part 4 of our global botanical series. This segment takes us beyond survival into the realm where plants become architects of their world. These species don't just live in ecosystems, they shape, engineer, and even rule them. Let's explore the remarkable plants that build their own kingdoms. Let's dive into some of nature's most incredible builders, plants that create entire kingdoms of their own. Take Neptune grass, for example. It forms vast underwater meadows in the Mediterranean, stretching up to 15 kilometers wide and living for thousands of years through endless underground cloning. Then there's Pando, a giant in Utah. It's not just a forest, it's one massive organism, connected by roots and surviving for over 80,000 years. These clonal empires show us how life can unify on an epic scale. Let's talk about two incredible plants that literally build their own kingdoms beneath the water and along the shore. First, eelgrass, a submerged marine engineer. It stabilizes soft seabeds, keeps coastal waters clear, and creates vast underwater nurseries for marine life. Then, we have the red mangrove. These coastal architects use complex root systems to trap sediment, build new land, and shield coastlines from storms. Together, they're powerful forces shaping and protecting our shorelines. Let's talk about two plants that build their own kingdoms, and not in a good way. Water hyacinth can double its population in just 14 days. It forms thick mats that choke waterways, killing fish and wiping out aquatic life. Then there's kudzu, known as the vine that ate the South. It grows up to a foot a day, covering everything in its path, blocking sunlight, and even toppling trees. These plants are relentless invaders, reshaping ecosystems at a frightening pace. Some plants don't just survive in tough environments, they actually reshape them to their advantage. Take saltcedar, for example. It pulls salt from deep underground water and pushes it out through its leaves. When those leaves fall, they leave behind a salty, toxic crust that keeps other plants from competing. Then there's sphagnum moss, a true master of chemistry. It releases hydrogen ions, acidifying the soil and creating bogs so harsh that few plants can grow. Over centuries, this builds vast peatlands, a kingdom all its own. These plants are chemical engineers, shaping hostile worlds to thrive. Let's explore two remarkable strategies plants use to build their own kingdoms. First, the banyan tree. It drops aerial roots that grow thick and strong, turning into new trunks. This way, one tree becomes a vast forest stretching thousands of square meters and lasting for centuries. Then there's the strangler fig. It starts life perched on another tree, sending roots down to wrap around its host. Over time, it chokes the host to death, leaving behind a hollow, latticed trunk, a living monument to its conquest. These are true arboreal empires. Let's explore how some plants become masters of their harsh environments by building their own little kingdoms. Take the moss campion, for example. It forms tight, dome-shaped mounds that cut through fierce tundra winds. Inside, temperatures can be up to 20 degrees warmer than the air outside, like a natural furnace. Then there are cushion plants in the Andes. They grow close together, trapping heat and moisture to create warm microclimates. These cozy mats even help other species survive in freezing conditions. It's nature's own way of huddling for warmth. Some plants have turned fire from a threat into an advantage. They've built their own kingdoms by working with the flames. Take the longleaf pine. It spends years in a fire-resistant grass stage, patiently waiting while low-intensity fires clear out competitors. Then, it shoots up into the canopy, taking over. On the other hand, the eucalyptus takes a bolder approach. It produces flammable oils that fuel intense fires, wiping out rivals. But it bounces back quickly, sprouting from hidden buds and releasing seeds triggered by the heat. These are true fire allies, harnessing destruction to grow stronger. Let's explore how some plants build their own kingdoms through clever partnerships. Take the bullhorn acacia. It's armed with hollow, horn-like thorns that house aggressive ants. These ants get nectar and protein-rich food, and in return, they defend the tree fiercely against any intruders. Then there are the ant plants, like Myrmecodia, which grow special stems full of tunnels. These provide a safe home for ants, who give back nutrients and protection. Together, these plants and ants form living fortresses, true mutualistic armies. Let's talk about some incredible plants that build their own underwater kingdoms. First, there's bull kelp. It thrives in rough coastal waters, using gas-filled bulbs to stay afloat. This creates a thick canopy that calms the waves and stabilizes the seafloor. Then, there's giant kelp, the fastest-growing organism on Earth. It can shoot up 2 feet a day, reaching over 150 feet tall. Together, they form towering underwater forests, real cathedrals beneath the waves, full of life and shelter. Let's explore 2 incredible plants that build their own kingdoms, seagrasses and bamboo. Seagrasses create vast underwater meadows, stabilizing the seafloor and supporting rich marine life. These meadows are among the most productive ecosystems on Earth, ruling coastal waters with quiet strength. On land, bamboo takes a different approach. It grows fast, spreading through underground rhizomes to form dense groves that dominate the landscape. Both plants expand rapidly, carving out vast territories where they rule, underwater meadows and towering groves. That wraps up our journey through the kingdom builders, the plants. They don't just exist alongside us, they shape the very world we live in. As architects of a living planet, they compose a botanical symphony that sustains all life. Thanks for exploring this vital story with me.